Hi there. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. Got too much energy. I got too much on my mind. So I figured I'd make a video about what's in my bug out bag. This is just a standard U.S. military surplus. I don't know what they call it, a ruck maybe, a rucksack. I bought it off my brother-in-law at his yard sale. He was getting rid of all his bags, so I bought it, 20 bucks. Couldn't go wrong. I know a lot of people like to use tactical backpacks that are $300 or $400, and good on you if you can afford that. I can't. So this $20 ruck has served me for a few years now, and it served me very well. It's comfortable to wear. I like keeping the weight up high in it, so it's more on my shoulders rather than my lower back. I had to make a few repairs to it. I'm not good at sewing, but I'll show you here some of the repairs I've had to make. Things like stitching the buckles on, things of that nature, rethreading some of the pull cords that have pulled out on me. The waistband and the chest rig, they're just plastic buckles. However, they do work. They do work surprisingly well. It's a snug fit for me. I'm a thicker guy, obviously, but it is adjustable. One thing I have done, which I would strongly recommend anybody do, is to spend $10 at the hardware store and get some of this double-sided Velcro, and go ahead and cut pieces off of the Velcro. As you can see, I did here. I did it all over. All these straps, I've coiled up the excess and then Velcroed them. I mean, it helps keep everything nice and tight, prevents the extra from snagging on anything or dragging. Like, I got a compass on the outside of the pack here, and with the Velcro, it helps keep everything nice and tight and organized, so it's not flopping all over and making all kinds of noise. The bag's not silent by any stretch of the imagination, but I do my best to pack it in such a way that it's not excessively noisy. So I'll give you the rundown of what's inside and what I keep inside. Okay, this is U.S. military surplus 100% wool blanket. I use one of these on a regular basis. Every day I sleep with it. So the itchiness of wool, I'm used to. And it's a small investment in your future. You want to mess around with those little tiny Mylar space bags, good on you. Have at it. The noise keeps me up. It's not practical. It tears easy. So if you want to waste your time and money on that, go ahead. Wool retains its heat. It retains heat when it's wet. Sure, it's heavy. I mean, you're probably maybe as much as a gallon of milk, maybe 5 to 8 pounds for a blanket. But it covers you head to toe, keeps you warm, whether it's winter, summer. You lay on it in the summer on the ground. You can lay it out as a shooting mat and shoot your rifles off it, like I do often. I have Velcro straps, obviously wrapped around it. It keeps it rolled up nice and tight. To me, it's worth its weight. So you can do with that what you will. This is what I keep in my bag for sleeping, for shooting, for resting my head. It serves a variety of purposes. If somebody's in shock, you put this blanket over them. Not a giant reflective bag the enemy can see from miles away. A dull olive drab military surplus wool blanket. I think I paid 18 bucks for it at the military surplus store. The second thing I'm going to cover here is fire starting. The intention of my bug out bag is to get me to a safe zone, to get me to my supplies, to get me home, to get me to my cabin, in the event I have to spend a few days on the road. I'm not looking to go primitive and try to start a fire with flint and steel, though I have that worst case scenario. That's not my primary means of fire. hopefully, in the event that I have to use this bag, I don't need to make a fire. But if I do, I have multiple ways to do it. I got matches, I got paper, little pieces of the junk you get in the Sunday paper, just cut up into little small pieces, folded in an envelope. Obviously, flint and steel. Fire starters I got from Cabela's. They actually burn really well. They're good for getting wet stuff going. A couple of these, I don't know how you say that word, trioxane fuel bars. These burn really well as well. And a few Bic lighters. Simple, reliable, easy to use. Often they light in the wind. And I keep all that wrapped in a cloth sack just to silence the noise from it rattling around. And I keep all that in the cloth sack wrapped in a waterproof bag for obvious reasons. I mean, if you want to use matches, more power to you, that's great. You want to use flint and steel only, that's great, it'll save you some weight. For the price of a few cheap lighters, you can count on them and the fire's there. Obviously, I'm not living out of this bag the rest of my life, so the weight of a few cheap lighters is more than worth it. The next bag I have here is my personal hygiene items. They're very basic. Again, I'm thinking 3 days, tops. So toilet paper rolled up in a bag, toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, comb. Now this, I bought this on a whim at Cabela's, but surprisingly enough, it actually works. It's just a little, something called the Wonder Bar. Just a little stainless bar, but it takes the odors off of your hands. I got a little inhaler, just in case. Sometimes I have difficulty breathing because I'm a big fat slob. Chapstick. Little thing of bug spray. Tweezers, in case you get a splinter. Little tiny first aid kit. And I'd like to put more emphasis on the first aid kit, but I'm learning as I go here, so I got to work with what I got. That's it. Pretty basic, pretty cut and dry. And of course, I keep it all wrapped in a waterproof sack. The third thing in my bug out bag is some change of clothes here. I have a moisture wicking like Under Armour shirt and the cryptic camo. Bandana. I sweat a lot, so I like to keep a bandana on my head while I'm out walking. Pair of boxers, change underwear, couple pair of socks. Again, wrapped up in a waterproof sack. So it's not much. I'd like to get a nice lightweight pair of pants or shorts in the bag just to have something to change into. But again, I'm thinking just a couple days. So that's as far as I go for clothing. Fourth thing in my pack I'll cover is water. Keep 1 quart canteen full. I change it out every couple days. Now I might be a little overkill here, but I got iodine, multiple uses, but it's good for water purification as well. I've tried it. I don't like the taste, so I hope I don't have to go down that route. I got some little water tablets. I don't like putting chemicals in my body. Again, some little water purification tablets. These little things of fitness water from the store. These are great. They're like Gatorade. It's good for keeping your electrolytes up so your muscles don't cramp. And they're easy to throw in the quart, shake it up, and drink it. It actually tastes pretty good. Cup, metal cup, or boiling water if need be. Hopefully, you don't have to come to that. As far as food goes, I keep it kind of light. I keep 3 pouches of tuna. They're like $1 a piece. Not very many calories, but I don't intend on being gone that long. So in the event that I have to be gone longer than I'd like, I guess I'd have to forage, but all things considered, it is what it is. It's probably something I should invest more in. I don't see the need for the freeze-dried food. Yeah, it's lightweight and it serves a good purpose and probably add a little creature comfort there. I'm 350 pounds. Going 3 days without food is not going to kill me. But, however, I keep these little pouches of tuna in this old Ovaltine container with a screw-on lid, just in case they leak, in case I fall down and rupture a package. I'm not going to have to smell like tuna for 3 days. As far as tools go, I keep it simple. I bring an axe. A lot of people don't think it's worth its weight. I would take an axe over a knife any day of the week. However, I bring rope, and I bring a brand new, seldom used multi-tool. I use one every day. Mine's very worn. Parts of it are broke, but it's a good functional tool. And this is worth its weight in gold. If you get a good quality one, don't get one of the cheap ones. Don't get a Gerber. Just spend a little money and get a good quality Leatherman. It's definitely worth the investment. As somebody who uses one every day, just spend it. I promise it'll pay for itself. Some unnecessary things that I do keep in my bag. Tennis ball. I hope to have my dog with me. This keeps him entertained. So I consider it something worth carrying. Little sewing kit. Because again, I don't have a good pair of pants to keep with my pack. So whatever I'm wearing, I'm going to have to maintain. Rangefinder. Good for hunting. Good for using as binoculars to see, observe. Deck of playing cards. Not that I intend to do anything during the day. But it's got pictures of my nephews in there. Pictures of my dog on the playing cards. Could always be used to socialize at camp if you're, with somebody. You're not by yourself. And one of the things I'll cover here, to each their own. Again, this is just what I carry. I carry some silver coins, a couple diamonds. So these silver coins could be used as barter. Again, I didn't pay an arm and a leg for them. I got these coins in my drive-through change and junk change that from the car wash, stuff like that. So I just keep an eye out and collect it as I go. It's not very much, but it's something should the need arise. Oh, another thing I like to carry, and probably don't need to, but it's important to me. I carry a little waterproof Bible. So my faith is very important to me. It'd be nice to be encouraged and reminded of what my purpose is. Carry a map of Michigan. I never know when I'll have to take a back road. Carry a pocket Declaration of Independence and Constitution. And here I also keep an old driver's license in the event that I get rolled and they get my wallet stolen. And more importantly, I keep a couple of my favorite pictures laminated. Keep them in my Bible. Picture of me and my mom. Me and my dad. A couple more pictures of my nephews. So that's the contents of my pack. I'm going to load it up, throw it on, and show you what we're dealing with. Okay, so not counting my ammo, I'd say the pack probably weighs about 40 pounds, which is totally reasonable if you're doing a day hike or hiking for a couple days. It's not too heavy. It's not too cumbersome. Even when I jump, it doesn't want to pull me back. Now, one thing I do appreciate is this sternum strap. I had a broken sternum about 6 months back. So I wasn't able to use this sternum strap whenever I take my bag out coyote hunting with me. However, this is super important because it helps distribute the load. If you can, buy a pack with this sternum strap. If you can't, buy a belt and sew it on because you will not regret that. Because it helps keep the pinch points from getting raw and uncomfortable. I'll set the camera down and show you how the pack rides on my back. Let me see where I can set it here. Again, I'm a big roly-poly man, but I do like this belt buckle. Keeps the pack snug against my back. That's it. That's my pack in a nutshell. Now, besides being a gross land monster, I'd like to consider myself prepared. I at least have some supplies to get me through. I'd prefer to keep my ammo in the pack. However, I never know if I'm going to the range or I'm taking the pack. So I keep my pack with my ammo. So this is Doug's Bug Out Bag. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for your input. We'll see you next time. God bless. P.S. One thing I almost forgot. Use your gear. Don't just make a pack, throw it in the corner. Get out there and use it. I have fallen victim to buying gear and not using it. And let me tell you, there's a lot of junk out there that you don't need. Bring what you know you need. Use it so you know how to use it. I actually seen some guy saying bring a survival book so you can read it. The time to know that stuff is not when you're balls deep in trouble. Know it beforehand. Commit it to memory. Practice. I can make fire from flint and steel and rubbing sticks together because I've done it. I got calluses and scars to show. Know it. Commit it to memory. Put it into practice and store it away for a rainy day. Because one of the worst things to do with the bug out bag is to mislead you into carrying 120 pounds of junk and you're only going to need 50 pounds of it. So that's my advice, is do your research, practical application, put it into practice. I see people bring in 3-season tents. What is the purpose of the bag? Get your supplies accordingly. Sure, I'd love to include, here's a full gun cleaning kit to service everything from 22 caliber to 50 BMG. What am I ever going to use with 95% of the stuff in there during a 3-day hike? You're not going to use any of it. It's all added weight you don't need. What am I going to do with 5 changes of clothes? I'm going to be gone for 3 days. I'm just saying, be practical. Know what you're using it for. Cater your accessories towards that. What's your purpose? To stay alive for 3 days. Can I eat without 3 days? Yes. Can I go 3 days without water? No. Can I go 3 days without clothes? Probably. 50% of the time, because I'm in Michigan. The other 50% of the time, you need clothes. Think about it. Formulate a plan. Apply it. Practical application. You'll be good to go. Don't be one of these guys that just gets a life straw because everybody gets a life straw. What are you going to do when you drop that life straw? You're SOL. What is the saying? 2 is 1, 1 is none. I want you to succeed, and I want you to stay alive, and I want you to do what it is your heart wants to do. If you want to go out there and carry 200 pounds of gear, great, fantastic. Watch these hiking videos of these people who are living out of their packs, who are going 3 days at a time for a week at a time, hiking these trails, through the Appalachian Mountains or the Pacific Northwest, and see what they take. People whose lives depend on the gear they bring. And just think about it. A $5 Kmart shirt isn't going to last but 2 minutes out there. But if that's all you can afford, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Don't just be a weekend warrior.